Hello, all my air signs. Welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is going to be for all my Geminis, my Libras, and my Aquarians. We're going to focus in on the week of July 18th to July 25th. But if you're coming across this outside this time frame, of course, the Creator and Spirit are not limited by time or space. So if your gut, your intuition brought you here, I would definitely listen because there's bound to be messages for you. But if you are listening to this between July 18th and July 25th, then one big event that I want to talk about that's happening this week is on July 23rd, which is the full moon in Aquarius. And what I love about this Aquarian energy that's coming, Aquarian energy is about having this strong concern about community, about, humanity, the group, unity. And because of that, Aquarians have this other, characteristic, that energy of being able to find new ways to look at things. And so there's this objective view of others' views, of others' actions, of others' beliefs, which allows that unity because they have that flexibility to, look and go, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. It doesn't mean that we take on what everyone believes. We just are like, oh, okay. And we allow them to believe what they believe because we see where they're coming from. But we're like, yeah, but that's not for me. Or we're like, oh, I like that too. I'm going to add that to my plate, So that's one wonderful thing that this Aquarian energy will bring. The other thing that's amazing is that, the Aquarians are the water bearers. And so they, carry around this giant vase or a bowl, depending on the visualization that you get whenever it comes. But the gift that brings is they show us what we are really thirsty for. The outside stuff doesn't quench our thirst. It's like I always talk about it being American Chinese food that's full of MSG. It doesn't make us feel full for very long. We're hungry again within an hour, but it also makes us very, very thirsty, even more thirsty. So what the Aquarians carry in that vessel is the living waters that does quench our thirst. So, they bring us the knowledge of what we're truly thirsting for. Those external things are disappointing and making us thirstier, but what these living waters inside this vase are what make us feel quenched and satisfied. And those living waters, of course, is the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So I love that message and that energy that's coming this week. So it's going to be on tap for you. If you have a lot of water in your chart, then you probably feel it a week before and a week after. If not, a few days before and a few days after normally anyway, on the full moon. And of course, air signs, Aquarians are air signs, so you guys are going to feel it even more so. And you've got an Aquarian full moon in July. You also have an Aquarian full moon in August, and then Pisces full moon, I believe, in September. So the veil is going to be getting thinner and thinner, and so you're going to be able to connect to the other side a whole lot more. I do have a couple of videos, the Unity videos coming out, and there'll be a playlist at the end of here, which really talk about the full moon and the moons in August. And then I also have a playlist for new and full moons, which I'll have a pick a card reading for the full moon coming up on July 23rd. That's already out if you want to check that out too. So if you wish, there you go. All right, well, let's jump in and see what the Creator wants you to know, air signs, for this coming week. We're going to first pull a card here from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And then we'll pull some other cards for clarification, additional information. All right, Creator, what do you want our air signs to know about their upcoming week, please? What do you want them to know about their upcoming week, please? Okay. All right, air signs, you've got the butterfly, the rebirth. Look at those beautiful butterflies. Beautiful, beautiful imagery there. It says, you can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. So definitely, it's a great week for rebirth, because especially with all those living waters that are coming in, to you this week, it's really a chance for you to see things, as a butterfly from a higher perspective, instead of as from the caterpillar walking along, the jungle floor. So it is a great opportunity for you to start dissolving yourself. Caterpillars go into the cocoon, and their body starts becoming dissolved in liquid, so it can transform and into the beautiful, winged butterfly, which allows it to fly and flutter. So I love that for you this week. And I know I say that a lot. I love a lot. I love a lot of things. All right, let me read from the book here too. So the energy that comes with this card is new beginnings, higher planes, rebirth, transformation, prosperity, personal growth, bliss, love, and grace. So it says, if butterfly has fluttered into your awareness, know that change is in the air. If you see butterfly in your garden, expect new opportunities for prosperity and friendship. Butterflies bring beauty and color to life, but it doesn't always start that way. Butterfly asks us to be patient with ourselves and to consider life's chapters, which are caterpillar, cocoon, emerging, and flight. For butterfly people, the stages of beginning, struggle, birthing, and completion must be viewed as one cycle of experience. This is butterfly's law of progression. Relate this law to your daily activities and have faith in your future. Results will show in time. Butterfly people remember that change is good, a new day will soon be birthed, and that endings are also a beginning. And if butterfly is your totem, you have grace, eloquence, and understanding. Everyone is blessed by your beauty and indomitable faith in goodness. You love the garden and flowers are your friends. Oh, you understand that happiness is found in simple things. Know that you were born to fly and that you will have many glorious days in the sun. Beautiful. And I love these cards too because they come with like questions or statements. There's 4 of them, and you can contemplate them throughout the month if any of them resonate with you. So do so at your will. Number 1 is, have you been acting like a social butterfly? Is it time to get real on relationships? Number 2, are you stuck in your cocoon? Number 3, have you lost connection to the nectar of life, which is happiness? And number 4 is, do not resist change. Beautiful. I love that for you. So definitely some change coming up, some transformation, and understanding where you're at in that cycle of progression is an important step for you. Next, we're going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot. And let's see what other information, validation, or confirmation will come here. And I know these cards look very tiny because these cards are very big and these cards are the mini ones. So you're not going insane. They really are small. So, all right, Creator, what else do you want our Earth signs to know? Okay. About their upcoming week, please. Okay. You get 4. My goodness. Oh, actually. Wow. You have a lot of messages this week, so this is good. Of course, we love clarification. Air signs are thinkers, right? So we love information. Okay, we'll start down here. Yeah, I knew the sun was going to come out. I should have mentioned it, because it talked about you will fly in the sun. So here you go. Beautiful, beautiful. And so this is about, it's one of the most abundant cards. It's about success. It's about enlightenment. It's about seeing things, clearly, and coming out, from the restriction out into the gloriousness of life. So definitely that's a perfect message there. Oh, that's too funny. And then you got the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, you can look at it as, oh my gosh, people are attacking me. But really, this is about their training for combat. They're training and having, trials and competitions, but it's all for the benefit of learning and growing. And so I really feel like the cocoon is a time where we reflect on all the challenges we had as the caterpillar. And so this is a great time, because I really feel that's kind of where everyone is at, you're about to emerge from your cocoon. This is a general reading, so of course everyone's going to be at different stages in that cocoon process, but I just feel like a large majority of you are in that cocoon struggling to get out, and that struggle to get out of the cocoon is what strengthens the wings of the butterfly. Because if you open up the cocoon to let the butterfly out without them struggling, they don't have the muscles built up and they can't fly. So it's the struggle to get out, which allows them to be able to fly. So I feel like this cocoon phase is for you looking over and you really just to see how strong you really are. Yeah. We have the Ace of Cups. So these are new messages of emotions. And I call this the Holy Grail too. And this is like the living waters, the unconditional love that we were talking about that are coming this week with the Aquarian energy for the full moon. It just allows you to fill you up and overflow out to the world. And it just brings you this whole new perspective. And it'll allow you to make you feel like you are in the sun, because when you finally feel your thirst quenched, even just for a moment, you're like, it's a relief. And you start to see things so much more clearly, like this rebirth, from the butterfly seen from that higher perspective, from a being of unconditional love, instead of the caterpillar that, moves along the jungle floor trying to eat, survive another day. It fears being eaten. It's a very much reactive, hungry, always hungry, never satisfied feeling, compared to the butterfly who goes nectar, flutter, 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 nectar, flutter, 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 nectar, And so I really feel like this living water energy is what's going to just make your this transition, this transformation that's happening is really going to help you come out of that cocoon, because you're going to see things more clearly. Yeah. And we got the King of Pentacles. So the Pentacles are all about the outside world, and abundance. Again, you have abundance here, you have abundance here. So it's a message of that you're going to have everything that you need. And that's a message that really comes with the Holy Grail, is when you fill yourself up with the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, you realize that is all you ever really needed, and that's all you ever really were wanting and searching for, is to be unconditionally loved. And all the external stuff is what disappoints us, right? And so as we fill up with this living water, then the external stuff becomes extra. And rather than we focusing on what we don't have and that we're thirsty and lacking, we suddenly realize how abundant our life is and how blessed and full it is. And we have this new gratitude that comes, from that. So that's where this sitting on the throne, whether you're male or female, you have this place of realizing the world is fine, the world is great, the world is perfect, I have so much, wow, and so I really feel that's coming for you. Okay, and then they want to go to here. Yep, Nine of Pentacles. Again, this is the wish card. This is you're alone in this kind of situation here, but you're in your garden where all the fruits are, and so it's another kind of wish come true, independent abundance. And so I kind of feel this being alone in the garden there, as far as humans anyway, that you don't need to worry about everyone else, try to convince them to feel that way. And what about their feelings? What about them feeling abundant? It's like, for now, it's about you getting that within yourself. Because when you start feeling that way and living that, people will see how you are living by your actions, not by your words trying to convince them, if that makes sense. And you're never alone. You've got your winged individuals here, which are your spirit beings of unconditional love on the other side, right? They're the ones that, are helping bring the messages of this beautiful living waters. And so you're never alone. You've got, the Creator, the Holy Spirit, or Spirit, your guardian angels and your spirit guides and your ancestors, your loved ones on the other side, just a whole support team of beings of unconditional love and light that are there for you. Yep. And here's the Hierophant. So this can represent a couple of things. It could be that there's this spiritual teacher. It can be physical or invisible, spirit on the other side, that there's new knowledge of spirituality coming your way. Excuse me. The Hierophant can represent religion, and that is our organized religion trying to organize spirituality. It's trying to put, I always say it's like God in a box, and God doesn't fit in a box. When you try to fit God in a box, he crushes your boxes because he's too big. So this is like movement outside of the regular beliefs and starting to question, and I think that cocoon experience really helps you with this rebirth, in that you start to allow more possibilities. When I was talking about that objectivity of this Aquarian energy that's coming, that you allow other people to believe what they believe, and with an open mind and an open heart, you might be like, what, that is a possibility, and what other possibilities are there in my heart that I've closed off because other people told me, no, this is what you must believe. And so I really feel this rebirth is allowing you to get out of that cramped cocoon so you could fly and flutter where you want to go. Yeah. Because you're done with all those restricting beliefs. This Ten of Swords is all about, our mindset, our beliefs, our thoughts, and just so many of them are disappointing. Eventually, we're so exhausted. They're not dead. They're just laying down, face down in the ground. They're watching. The sun is rising, and the sun, like here. So the sun is rising, and then as you let go of the exhaustion of these thoughts, that is what allows you to get up and be free. 10 is, endings and new beginnings, like it's talking about here. And until we get to this point of exhaustion, we don't let things go, because we're a very stubborn race of people. And so when we have these supposed tos and shoulds that are given to us about our lives, we will try and try and try until we're almost dead to make them be to meet those needs, because we fear being rejected and all that. But when we get these living waters and we realize, wait, like we question everything, and is that really true? Do I really need to do that? And we realize, I don't. I get to choose what I believe. I get to choose what I do. I get to choose what anything means in my life. And that is what frees you from that, because until we get to that point, the fear of being rejected outweighs the ugly feeling of being stabbed. But when we're stabbed enough, that outweighs our feeling of fear. And that's when we take action. That's when our rebirth happens. That's when we break out of that cocoon and fly. Yep. And the Emperor. The Emperor and the Hierophant, in our journey as humans, we move from being children and having the possibilities. Everything is possible. It's like the first three cards. We have the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress, are all about our birth and our childhood and our growth and wow, nature and everything's possible and all that. And then we have the Emperor that comes along, which is the one who says, society, these are the rules, get within those rules and obey. This is what we want you to do. So it's the controller. It's like, these are, this is the line you have to walk. And then the Hierophant comes right after it, because that's number 4, number 5. And that's trying to organize our spiritual experience. So, both of these, all of this can represent, that's why we feel this way, for all the outside control. We eventually get so tired of that we rebel inside, and out of exhaustion, we, strive to live our life and get out of that cocoon and transform into something different than we were before. So a great week of awareness. And so you start to get out of your cocoon, and you start to break through it this week. And these beautiful energy of the Aquarian living waters are what help you this week, if you so choose to embrace those that come. And just know, as you go throughout this week, every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. You have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. You take care.